we interrupt this program to bring you...
Hello, I'm not a fan of long introductions, so I'll just get right into it. This was supposed to be my second video. What happened with the first one was that yeah, I tried to upload. I thought it was easy. I thought this venture was very easy. You just come, take clips, upload, and say your opinion on them. But there's a little something called copyright. Yeah. I was even prepared not to have the videos demonetized, but YouTube told me no one will see my video. So this is like a second attempt. Yeah, so let's get right into it. So basically what that other video was about was I did like a review of an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog called The Ride of the Valkyries. And you know, it's my first time making a video like that. I had some ideas that you cannot use mainstream stuff or things that are copyrighted anyhow on YouTube. So I was using, you know, just clips from each section of the episodes, you know, just to show the viewers what I'm talking about, because that was how I thought I could do it. But I tried to upload this video, I think 4 or 5 times. YouTube said no, we're not going to allow anyone. We're not going to allow anyone to see the video. So I now looked online, you know, to see if there was any other way around it, because I've seen other channels upload content. I've seen other channels upload content, both video and audio, mainstream content like this, and it goes through. So some sites I visited said change the brightness, skew the video, turn it to black and white, take out the audio. I tried all those things and none of it seemed to work. And anyway, so I'll be showing, I think I'll put an insert of the video I made somewhere. You're going to see it somewhere. And if they detect it this time around, then I know that they have something against me. Episode starts off with the whole family. They were on holiday in Norway. The first time I watched it as a kid, I was wondering, how did Easties manage to pay for a whole holiday in Norway? It seems impossible, knowing he's such a cheap, I don't want to call him a very bad name, but we all know how cheap he is. So anyways, he was goofing around, being his annoying self, and before you know it, he gets into trouble with some birds and they throw him off a cliff. This bird, she gets found out by 3 Viking sisters, Valkyrie sisters. I don't know, Valkyries, I think they are kind of like Norse, they're in Norse mythology, like Norse gods or goddesses or something like that. I think they're responsible for taking the fallen warriors to Valhalla. Yeah, I think that's their job. So we have 3 of them in Norway. So they are looking for their long lost sister. So funny enough, one of these birds that threw Easties off a cliff had a souvenir Viking hat on him. So when the Viking sisters came across the bird, they thought it was their sister's hat. And so the Viking sisters take the bird and track back to where Muriel and Easties lodged in Norway. And then one of these Viking sisters just comes, boom, through the door. First of all, her horse kicks Easties back down the cliff, serves him right, and then She comes through the door, boom. She didn't even say, oh, look at Courage, he's cute. She just starts beating him up. Then she grabs Muriel. She thought Muriel was her sister. Takes Muriel to the Viking abode somewhere in the clouds. And Courage follows them along on a flying horse. During dinner that night, they say they are going to fight their arch enemies, which are the Trolls. And for some reason, Muriel thinks it's part of a tour package. Sometimes Muriel's character, she's too nice to a fault, and sometimes she just, I don't know. How can Easties, that cheapskate, how can he pay for a tour package that is as nice as that? How will you believe that he can pay for such? So anyway, Courage follows Muriel to the abode of the Valkyries. He overheard them saying they were going to go and fight the Trolls, their arch nemesis. And he's always scared for Muriel. He was scared something bad will happen to her. So he came in the night while they were sleeping to try and rescue her. But Muriel made a clumsy noise and the Valkyries woke up. Immediately they saw Courage. They thought he was a spy for the Trolls and they beat him up again. You know, that dog has received the worst kind of beating for the love of that woman. I think that's one of the backbones of the whole show. The things Courage can do for love. So when they beat him up, they kick him like a football and he lands straight in the lair of the Trolls. And immediately the Trolls see him, they try to cook him and eat him. But before they could do that, the Valkyries came for war. So they had to stop all of that. And in coming for this war, they brought Muriel along with them. So she was riding on one of the flying horses. So something happens, Muriel falls off the horse and she almost gets hit by one of the troll guys. But Courage, being who he is, jumps in and saves her in the last minute. So he saves her, and in all the commotion, he carries her up into the mountains, deeper into the trolls' lair. So everybody now chases after Courage and Muriel. So when they got into the caves in the mountains, lo and behold, the troll sister that they were looking for all along, she was alive and well. But guess what? She was being all lovey-dovey with the Troll King. And that was the climax of the episode. And the episode is a musical, that's why I like it very well. So they were singing, she loves the Troll King was singing, he loves Valkyrie. And their armies were coming behind them. So Courage gets this bright idea that in order to broker peace, he becomes a minister and officiates a wedding there and then. And they get married. So when the two armies came and saw that both their leaders were getting married to each other, they decided to bury the hatchet. And that's how Courage saved the day. Another reason I'm making this video is just to, inspire anyone who's like trying to venture into something new. Like, heads up, like you're going to encounter barriers, like you're going to encounter stumbling blocks, because at the point I started thinking about all the time and energy I invested in making the video, only to have copyrights squash everything, and I don't even have the contact to call somebody at Cartoon Network to say, please can you approve this stuff to go online. but I will find a way through. It made me have a new respect for creators, because this is the type of content I watch on YouTube most of the time, and so for me to go through it, it means they go through it on a daily and they still get past it. So yeah, just any new thing you're trying to do, just heads up. Even if you're going to meet stumbling blocks around the way, just keep going. And another reason I decided to start this particular series with Courage. Courage was one of the first characters I learned how to draw, like off head. It's so easy to draw. Like I can draw Courage blindfolded, basically. I hope I can get to meet John R. Daleworth, the creator. So yes, if you're still watching this video, thank you. Like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends. For you to be on YouTube watching this content till this point, it means okay, you're interested, you know what I'm talking about. So for this community to grow, in order for me to keep doing this, please just put some incentive. It's not hard, just click that subscribe, then tell your friends. And this is not the only content I'll be putting up. From time to time, I'll be putting up some free tutorial videos on illustration and animation, my journey so far, what I have learned, and tips that I think will serve beginners, tips that I think that I would have loved to see as a beginner. You know, a lot of people like to talk about how the show was weird and scary. But I think that's what makes the show what it is. It was different from anything that was on at that point. It's like they kept on pushing the envelope of what they can actually show kids, so like what they can get away with. Now it's really starting to look like Eustace's truck. Yeah, this is how I imagine, like, if I go to the middle of nowhere and meet Muriel and Eustace and Courage, this is how I imagine what will happen. Because Muriel is so nice, I'll tell her to make Eustace let me drive the truck. Of course, he'll be like, yeah, I don't wanna. Then she'll hit him on the head with her rolling pin. And he's like, ow, what did I do? Then he'll let me drive.